Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It is April 5th. We've got a gorgeous morning, very peaceful out here. I'm out by the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, the little schoolhouse, which is a little gift shop in the summer, because we're going to talk about the Ford Amphitheater. Yep. It's going to be open this weekend, typically a summer venue. We've got some great concerts to tell you about. We also are going to let you know about a ton of other things going on this weekend. We have Easter brunch, Easter egg hunts, Taste of Vail, so much more. So stick with us. We got a lot to share. We have Vail Valley Live starting now.
Hey, welcome to Vail Valley Live. My name is Meredith Kirkman, and I'm here in the warm studios at the Grand Hyatt Vail. And we are seeing some beautiful images out at the amphitheater. I can't believe it's already time to open up that venue, but it's probably going to be the most snowy views we see all year as we look ahead to this season. But we're kicking off April with beautiful weather and quite a different array of forecasts. We're seeing sunny skies, we're seeing overcast skies, snow, sunshine. It's kind of typical here for spring, but we can't complain because we live in the high country and we're grateful for all the moisture and all the snow because we still have a couple great weeks to look forward to of skiing. I know that Telluride and Crested Butte actually closed last weekend. I had some friends go and do the last day, closing day there, and they close early there because on that southern slope they see more elk migration, and I'm actually starting to see a bit of elk here and there. I saw it over in Wolcott, and then at Battle Mountain High School I saw them eating some grass just this morning. So the animals are starting to feel the spring energy as well. But speaking of that weather, let's take a closer look at what we can expect today. Right now, we kind of have some partly cloudy skies. We're going to see a little bit of blue skies. We've been seeing a little bit of overcast weather to start off this week, but temperatures are cool. Currently 1 degree up at Beaver Creek at the top of the peak. At the valley floor, we're seeing about 10 degrees, about where Trisha is. And today we're going to see a high of 26. We could see an inch of accumulation of snow today and possibly 1 to 2 inches overnight. We were in a winter storm advisory up until last night, so it's just kind of tapering off. But we do have new snow. We have 3 new inches at Beaver Creek, 4 at Vail in the last 24 hours. And we can expect to see just a little bit more today. And then as we get to tomorrow, it's going to be mainly sunny, about a high of 34, low of 4. And then as we get to Friday, pretty big temperature difference. I was very shocked by this. We're going to see 50-degree high and a low degree of 2. That is quite a vast difference. So you're going to really have to bring those layers, dress for the cold morning and night. And then as we get to the afternoon, just beautiful. And that's going to be awesome because we have a lot of things going on. Taste of Vail. I mean, we're going to talk all about it during the show today. So that weather is going to be appreciated on Friday. And then that low is going to come on up on Saturday to about 21 degrees. And we're going to keep seeing those high of 50s. And this is going to stay with us as warm weather for the next couple days. So if you are wanting a little bit warmer temperatures and sunny skies, we got the forecast for you. But as I said, 3 new inches at Beaver Creek, 4 new inches at Vail. We could see about an inch of snow today or tomorrow, and then none in the forecast in the next 10 days. So that's actually kind of rare to see. We've been having so much snow in the forecast. We're well over the 300-inch mark for total inches. And we have an article in the paper today highlighting some of that forecast and some quotes by Joel Gratt, who's with Open Snow. So we'll get to that later in the show. But let's bring Trisha in and see the views and those sunny images at the amphitheater, because normally we see green grass, beautiful flowers, and right now we're seeing snowbounds.
Yeah, Meredith, I'm about 5 feet tall, and this area, there's probably about 3.5 feet right here. They've been plowing the path, and they do this all winter because people do walk here. But I'm at the front entrance of the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater, and if you look at this pole right here, if you look through that, you can get a glimpse of the lawn seating that's normally just rolling hills of grass and everything. I wonder if they're hoping that's gonna melt by Friday, 50 degrees. It might help, but they've been busy shoveling and using the snow plow because this area, of course, has received a lot of snow in the last, we've what about 337 inches up on Vail Mountain, and a lot of that falling here on the valley floor. So they've been getting out the big machinery, the little snow plows, the snow removal machines to just get this place ready to go for Friday and Saturday night. This is the earliest opening that we've seen at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater, also known simply as the AMP. And so they're stocking the concessions. They're getting the food and drinks into the grill. They, mechanical, electrical, it's kind of like, wake up, amp. We've got company coming. And it's going to be this Friday and Saturday. And Meredith, I know you've got tickets this weekend. Tickets are still available. They can fit about 2,800 people in per night. So it's more than the Villar Center. Villar is about 535 seats. This is well above that. So the masses can come out for this. And it should be a great night, but dress warm. That daytime high, it's going to be a little deceiving. Don't come in there with a tank top and a jean jacket. You're going to want full on winter clothes for these shows.
Oh, absolutely. Just keep your snow clothes on. Like ideally it's après, so it's after skiing.
Yeah.
So if you can get on the hill before these shows, highly suggest it because it's going to be all the vibes and then keep your snow clothes on, maybe get some dinner. Everything kicks off at 5:30 on Friday. And we're going to see Hazy and he's actually out of Aspen and then Lewis of Man and then the headliner Polo and Pan and they're French club music. I've been listening to Polo and Pan for a long time. I saw them in Montreal actually before they kind of blew up, but they sold out a show in Aspen almost immediately. So they are definitely popular and they're going to be such a good time. So this is all on Friday and then everything continues on Saturday. We have Big Gigantic coming. And this is kind of a EDM. There's going to be some live saxophone. He goes to Red Rocks and sells out Red Rocks all the time. He'll collaborate with Grammatic and Grizz. I've seen them at Red Rocks in a snowstorm, and it was called Big Grismatic. It was kind of a collaboration with all of these artists. And if you listen to EDM and follow that, they are for sure big name in the EDM world. And another huge big headliner is Anderson Paak. He's going to be here as his DJ persona, DJ Pee Wee, and he's going to be doing a vinyl set. So he's going to be spinning all the records, some of the old classics. So same time, 5:30 first opener. Alana English is going to be on Friday. Then 6:30 will be Anderson Paak, and then 8:15 Big Gigantic will take the headline. So it is going to be such a fun time. And like I said, just wear your winter clothes, wear some
Yeah.
fun vibes, maybe pull out that vintage fun like Bogner suit or anything fun because it's just going to be that high energy, really young crowd. So I can't wait for this.
Yeah, I think anything you wore at Gaper Day, just kind of modify
Exactly.
it, but probably put more clothes on. I saw a lot of skin on Gaper Day, but yeah, wear some neon. If you have those like little neon necklaces, put those on as well. And I was reading up on Lewis of Man, and it's kind of interesting. He started, he would play with a bunch of apps on his mom's phone, and he would kind of do like some little looping music, and then he got into Garage Band, and then he just became this multi instrumentalist, playing the keyboard, playing the drums, that sort of thing. So, and he's French too. So I think we'll have kind of an international vibe on Friday, and then with Big Gigantic coming out of the Front Range, and I think Alana English is out of the Front Range as well. I know she's been chiming in on social media, all happy that she's going to be coming up here. Hey, and you know what? Tickets. If you want to save a little money on tickets, because there's always those ticket fees So
Mm-hmm.
the amphitheater box office is going to be open through Saturday. So even if you get here on Saturday and you're like, wait, I want to go to that show, come on over and get your tickets in person, and you'll save some money on those fees. Which, hey, who didn't want to save a little money?
Yeah, that's a great tip. I didn't even realize that. So, and you maybe you're risking if it's gonna sell out or not. I think they're probably close, I would say. But man, this is just gonna be so exciting to kick off the amp in kind of the winter vibe, and then they're gonna really take a break. And they have announced a lot of fun shows for the summer. There you can see on the screen what it actually looks like with the
Yeah,
green and the lawn and the beautiful colors. So if you are interested, you can visit their website, grfavail.com, and you can see the full calendar of events, purchase tickets, and so much more. So yeah, you can
yeah.
see
It, it,
we're gonna have to wait till the beginning of June to actually see another concert here at the Amp. So take advantage of these this weekend.
Hey, and also on the website, Meredith, for this weekend, there a lot of hotels are offering some lodging specials, anywhere from 5% to 25% off on some rooms. So a lot of times, if you're coming up from Denver, you're coming in from out of town, or if you're local and you just want to do a staycation and ski all day and then come here at night and then go to your hotel and wake up the next morning and do it all over again, there's some discounts on lodging packages anywhere from the Manor Vale, which is really close. We've got the Height that's over in Lions Head. We've got the Evergreen Lodge kind of between the two. You can go to the hockey game and the Evergreen Lodge. So it's worth it looking at that just in case you want to maybe do a little staycation, or once again, if you are coming up from the Front Range or in from out of town, take advantage of those deals. And some of those deals are lasting beyond just the dates of those two shows. Some are lasting all the way through like the 11th. So you can do a whole Easter weekend here, taste of Vail, everything, and then take advantage of those discounts.
Definitely. Well, there's so much more coming at you because this weekend we just basically covered one event and there's a handful. So you mentioned we have Easter, we have hockey, we have more comedy show tonight. So stay with us, guys. We have so much more information. After this break, we'll get to the headlines, what made Vail daily, and the weather, road reports, and so much more. So stay with us.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
At My Future Pathways, our mission is to be the helping hand that enriches and elevates the lives of youth and families of our valley so they can reach their full potential. Through our holistic approach, our tutoring service and programming strengthen our community, develop self-worth, create opportunities, and promote values. We are My Future Pathways.
All right, let's see what made headlines for today in the Vail Daily for April 5th. We have just a beautiful cover image. Two people skin up the hill Tuesday near Redcliffe. You can see them tucked in behind the trees. It is perfect time to do some skinning, especially at those higher elevations where the snow quality is just amazing and keeps getting nuked on. So just great inspiration for us here. And then taking the big headline, Hay Meadow housing deal. The county commissioners agree to buy units in the new Eagle subdivision to create affordable housing opportunities for locals. This is a big topic we often are talking about. So if you're wanting to look at the facts and figures, you can read more on page A5. And for the local and region news, what's the plan? Little information released on the conservation program proposals as River District says it's impossible to find a meaningful review. This photo right here, if you know, you know, Lake Powell. This is one of the ramps that's just unusable because of the low water levels. And anyone who loves Lake Powell is just so sad to see how low the water is. It's just such a great area to spend your summer and be on the water and the desert conditions. So we're seeing that at Lake Powell and Lake Mead. So there's a lot of topic and discussion about this of conserving water. So if you want to read more about this, take a peek on A2. And here we are reading a little bit more about snow totals and the weather. Vail snow totals present conflicting picture. Okay, so if you look at the graph right here, that white big line right in the center, that's kind of our average. And then the yellow one right above, that's this year. And then the tiny little line above it, that is actually the highest, which you can see that it is conflicting. But the Vail in the 2018-2019 season concluded with 333 inches. And we're about 337. So we're well above the 218 mark. And meteorologist Joe Gratz said we'll probably add to the snow total before the ski season is done. But whether that's feet in snow or inches, that he doesn't know. But we're going to see snow probably around April 14th to the 18th. But before then, we should have spring slush grilling weather from Sunday, April 9th to Wednesday or Thursday, April 13th or 14th. Joel Gratz is a really reliable source. He is the main meteorologist at Open Snow. So this is really interesting. You can read even more about this on page A3 and continue to A15. And the SOS Outreach receives a state grant for career development pipeline. They recently launched a new career development pipeline program to provide career opportunities in the outdoor recreation industry for local students. Now, a state grant will help it reach more students in more locations. This is the nonprofit that we were speaking about with the Talents Challenge. Proceeds went to SOS Outreach. They're just such a great program here in the Valley. So if you're interested, you can read more on page A4. And hey, we're talking about summer already. Avon announces lineup for the annual salute to the USA. This is one of our favorite 4th of July traditions. It always does happen on the day before, July 3rd. And they announced that Jenny and the Mexicats will open for the Grammy Award-winning Los Lonely Boys at the 37th annual Salute to the USA on Monday, July 3rd in Harry 8 Nottingham Park. So can't believe that we're starting to see more of these articles already about summer, but we're getting excited. So you can read more about that on page A17. And of course, every day we have our Vail Live and Town Talk sections where you can submit your own photos either on Instagram using hashtag Vail Live or email a photo and caption to towntalk@vaildaily.com. We're seeing, of course, a dog photo. It mostly makes the paper every day, and we're seeing just some great photos and still that hype from the Michaela 87 celebration at Solaris with cute Leroy the goat. And we have some great hockey photos and just great community sections. So always a fun part of the paper. There's the calendar of events, lots of sales going on. It's a really great source of information. So pick up your copy today. All right, let's take a look at those roads. Driving in this morning, it's a little bit more winter-like conditions. The sides of the roads are cold, icy, and snowy, but on the main interstate, things are pretty clear. You can see that right there in East Vail, but as you get to Vail Pass, it's even colder, those temperatures. So you can see that there are snow and ice on both those roads. On the frontage roads, they're also pretty ice covered. So we're back to those winter conditions where We have the chain effect for those truckers. We have tire rolls too, where you're gonna have to have decent traction on those tires or you can get a fine, because you also just don't even want to risk climbing the mountain passes with non-traction tires for your own sake, for other people's safety. We can really see everything back up. And especially on the weekends, those traffics really pick up. I went to Denver on Sunday, and even at 11:30 a.m., it was a slow move all the way up Eisenhower Tunnel. There's a bump actually right as you're heading eastbound, right in the tunnel. Small, but if you're going really fast, it can cause havoc. And I think it did happen to a trailer, and it totaled the trailer. So everything really slows down at the tunnel. Just give yourself extra time if you are heading to Denver, maybe to even catch a flight. So be aware of that. But, you know, you always do have the option to fly out of Eagle, too, which I recently just did last week, and it was the best thing. I will never take it. Like, it's just the best thing to fly into Eagle Airport. So just a couple tips as you make your travel plans. But also some tips. We have Ask a Doc segment, and this is with the Vail Summit in Orthopedics. We had the chance to interview so many different doctors, and today we're going to learn Dr. Sider, what he has to say. They have the real tips to keep us in shape and healthy, so let's learn a little more.
Dr. Max Sider here with Vail Valley Live for the Ask a Doc segment. I'm an orthopedic surgeon with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I'm fellowship trained in sports medicine, and I specialize in comprehensive treatment of the hip, knee, and shoulder. Are there different types of injuries for skiers and snowboarders? Yes, obviously both can have the same types of injuries. Skiing is going to be a more predominantly lower extremity injury prone sport, while as snowboarding is more frequently going to involve the upper extremities when patients are bracing themselves, not yet patients, but skiers or snowboarders are bracing themselves for a fall. Wrist fractures are very common with snowboarding. Shoulder injuries very common with snowboarding, including AC separation, shoulder dislocations. We see a lot more ligamentous injuries about the knee with skiing. ACL being a very common one. One that we see that is non-operative is an MCL injury, which is always good news to give a patient because it's just a little downtime and then we expect a full return to prior level of function without needing surgery. Fractures, etc., of the lower knee joint called a tibial plateau fracture, very common in our skiing population, and we'll fix a lot every winter. How long is it okay for my shoulder to hurt after falling off my snowboard? Pain that is persisting for several days after a big fall is probably something you should have evaluated. We are always ready to see patients on a same-day basis. Anything that it presents with extreme weakness, an obvious deformity, or other truly concerning symptoms, you should be seen immediately. Any tips for my first ski season after an ACL tear? So this is one of my areas of particular specialty is ACL reconstruction. It is going to take on average about 9 months for a full return to sport. But we are actually assessing the patient with the assistance of our wonderful physical therapist here in the Valley with what's called a return to sports testing. That's the general progression of all return to sports, is starting a little slower and then building up higher, just like professional athletes do. Does a broken collarbone mean my ski season is over? Depending on the pattern of the fracture, may be treated surgically or non-operatively. A broken bone versus a fracture, we may offer surgery for that particular clavicle fracture. Normally a patient is going to be, in my practice, allowed immediate active and passive range of motion coming out of the sling as soon as they can tolerate. Takes about 6 weeks for the initial healing of that clavicle to occur. Depending on the fracture itself, I may clear somebody for some lower risk skiing after about the 6 to 8 week mark, or it may be the 3 month mark. Are there winter sports that you should not do with a labral tear? If we have progressed you through physical therapy and you're doing well with your labral tear, then the goal is to return you back to all sports, whether it is with or without surgery, and that's the goal of all of our non-operative treatment, is get you back to full level level of function, pain-free, and doing well. Thank you so much again for watching the Ask a MD segment here with Vail Valley Live. I'm Dr. Max Sider with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. Stay safe out there. Number one piece of advice, wear a helmet. Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
All right, let's bring things back outside and see where Trisha's wandered off to.
Hey, Meredith, you know what? I didn't wander off too far. I came to the other covered bridge. Okay, so just behind me, here you go. This is the little covered bridge between Manor Vale and the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, Ford Park, the lower bench here. And it's just a very picturesque place. It crosses the Gore Creek as well. So a lot of people will be probably coming this direction. And when I first came here, I went all the way around by Ski and Snowboard Club Vail, then I came down the stairs to the front of the Ford Amphitheater. Well, this is cleared, so you can come this way, you can come off the frontage road. So pretty much all the ways that you come to the Ford Amphitheater in the summer, they are cleared and ready to go for this winter. And they are anyway, because people do walk these areas to kind of see what the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens look under the winter blanket of snow. And I've seen a couple people commuting here, either on their fat bikes or just walking. So these paths are clear pretty much all year round. But wow, it looks like a beautiful day. I know we might still get a little bit of that snow kind of lingering from that storm, but right now it's just gorgeous out here.
It looks gorgeous, yeah, and it's good information just as it is full winter. We're kind of wondering what paths we can take to get to the concert. There's an option to park at the Ford Amphitheater parking lot up at the top. It'll be $10 though. And then you still can park at the transportation center, which is free after 3. So that's probably what I would suggest. And then it's a nice stroll walk over. A lot of people also will get some food at Manor Vale, which is past that bridge. And then it's that lodge right there. And you can go to the Fitz and get some little snacks and then walk on over. So that's always a good option too.
Yeah, I think I would get the ski boots, the snowboard boots off, get some comfy, warm winter boots on, and then, head someplace like the Fitz or even the Slope Room. It's pretty close at Gravity House. And then, or, if you're in the transportation center, I got to love that La Cantina. I get those little fish tacos all the time. So just kind of a neat little thing. And then they will have, I believe they're going to have snacks here at the concession stand. They'll fire up the grill. I would think so. I've not heard officially, but I can't believe they would just make you go without any food or drink.
Yeah, the concessions normally are always great if you do need a little snack in between sets, but we're looking forward to those 2 concerts. And another thing happening on Saturday night is the Yeti charity game against the Colorado Warriors. And this is going to be over in our next village in Lion's Head at the Dobson Ice Arena. And this is now your very true last time you can see the Vail Yeti take the ice for the season. And this is always a really great event for the community. And this is all going to kick off at 7 p.m. And the tickets are $5 to $10 this time. Super affordable. And it's just a great way to raise money for the Colorado Warriors and the Vail Mountaineer Youth Hockey Club. So you're going to see a lot of families there too. Always a really fun time.
Yeah, Dom was on the show on Monday, and he said they were looking forward to this game and to work with this charity. And, throughout the season, they've done that Chuck-a-Puck, and they do a different charity each week where they kind of showcase them. So they're a very charitable organization as far as kind of sharing the information and giving exposure to a lot of charities. So it's nice that they've added this to the roster. And then after that, they're going to be done for the season, and Dobson will kind of, just returned to just being, the ice skating rink and the ice bumper cars, and then a venue for all the skating club of Vail and all the hockey teams that enjoy that venue. So last chance will be this
Last
weekend.
chance. I know we're wrapping a lot of our winter events up. Looking forward to a little bit more spring or summer-like events. So we're going to talk all about the Taste of Vail soon. But before that, can you give us a little pan? I'm interested to see your 360 views, and then we'll let you wander off and keep venturing the Vail villages. But let's see, because I want to see all that snow.
So look at the Gore Creek.
Gorgeous.
See that?
Yes.
And then, you know what? We might get some sun glare, but it is just gorgeous behind me. Take a look out there. So that's Ford Park.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see some of the little buildings and some of the fencing for Betty Ford Alpine Gardens. But it's neat to see just how much snow is out here. And then just beyond those trees, that's where you're going to find the Ford Amphitheater. But a sunny day.
Sunny day. We love to see it. No frisbee throwing maybe, or no soccer kicking in that field. Maybe you still can build a snowman.
Oh, yeah. I think you could definitely build a snowman. But hopefully, with that 50-degree temperature, it's going to probably good snow for a snowman this weekend.
Definitely. Well, we're going to learn a little bit more I know you interviewed Carrie Fell at the Yeti's Grind. This should be really interesting. I haven't learned quite this. I love hearing from artists, getting their perspective on things. So looking forward to seeing more about this interview.
We're here with artist Carrie Fell. We're going to be doing our coffee chat here at Yeti's Grind with her and find out about all the artwork that she's been up to lately. First of all, what are you drinking today,
Macchiato.
Carrie? Macchiato?
Yes. Yeah, what are you drinking?
I've got a little chai tea latte for us.
I missed you.
I know, it's great to see
yes,
you.
It's great to see you too.
Well, it's great to see you. And for those who don't know Carrie, she has been pretty much synonymous. Her artwork is such a part of the fabric of the Vail Valley for many, many years.
Thank you.
I know that you're up here doing a gallery show this weekend, and you kind of call Vail your second home. You used to have a gallery here.
Yes, I did, right upstairs.
Yes, and you kind of got your start here.
I did. I got my start here doing the art festivals, actually. So, so I've covered a lot of territory in the village and down valley.
Yes. Now, and Carrie Fell, she specializes in what we classify as Western art, but we're not talking landscapes. We're not talking kind of that brownish tone or anything.
No.
Yours are just so different, very vibrant in color, and more of a feeling than an actual scene.
Absolutely. When we used to ski here when I was a child, we drove the highway up here, and one of the things that I was always mystified by was the pioneers and how they moved through the mountains. I mean, we had cars and we moved through the mountains pretty swiftly, but I drove my father crazy, asking him, how do they get through here, in the covered wagon? So I was always very, very intrigued of, the journey or and so I use that as a metaphor for my work in abstract and color, and that is really what pushes it, what drives it, is basically the drive of our lives, of how we move through the elements, how we move through the challenges that we face, and that's what it's about.
I was going to say resiliency.
Very much
that
so.
Pioneer
yes.
spirit.
This show's really colorful. I went a little bold.
Well, let's talk about your color and the fact that it is so attractive, and so much so that you've been asked to do like the Taste of Vail posters, Gourmet on Gore posters. There's a gondola car at Beaver Creek for the 2015 Alpine World Ski Championships, and also Talon's Restaurant. We've got that huge mural up. So your work, like I said, it's weaved into the fabric. But what does it feel to have, to be asked to do that and to have that be a part of our artwork in the community?
Well, first of all, I was super proud. Worked with Seal Foltz on that, and really, and the FIS crew. That was really pretty great, and I had the gallery at the time, so it was a party every night, and it was wonderful. I love doing the culinary fairs as well. I mean, anytime you can settle into the roots of this town is just wonderful, and I've made so many great friends, and they all come back and say hello, and if I can solidify a moment or a time when people remembered going there, whether they're a visitor or they're a local, that is what I think, that's the job of an artist.
So Carrie, tell us where we can find your artwork now for coming to Vail.
Okay, we're right here at Solaris, right in front of Yeti's, but we're right upstairs at the Gallery Zuger is where you'll be able to see my work.
Okay, and you can also check it out online, carriefell.com. Great to see you again. Cheers.
You as always. Cheers.
Enjoy that macchiato.
Thank you.
Join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and watch Vail Valley Latino. Our goal is to elevate the voices of the Latino community in the Eagle River Valley and provide a platform to speak with local businesses, organizations, entrepreneurs, creatives, and much more. Find the show on Facebook, YouTube, and Outside Television Channel 17. We are Vail Valley Latino.
We're excited for this Wednesday, April 5th. We are bringing Cirque Flip Fabrique Muse to the Villar Performing Arts Center. And joining us now, we have Kata Bonhegi. She is one of their artists, and she's chiming in from Virginia, right? You guys are on the road?
Yes, we are on the road right now in Fairfax.
Okay, Fairfax, Virginia. Well, thank you for getting up with us today and letting us know about this performance and what's going to be coming to our area. And so Cirque Flip Fabrique, that's been around since 2011. I know you guys are based out of Quebec City, Canada, but you're one of the newer artists. Tell us how you got into this kind of business.
Well, I started my circus career 15 years ago, and I joined Flip last October for this specific show, Muse. And I'm actually coming from sports. My background is jump rope competition, so I started with that since I was 6 years old, and then until I was 18, I did competitions. And then after that, Cirque du Soleil sent an email to the jump rope federations around the world. And we got interested with my sister, who does actually the same thing. And we sent our material to Montreal to the headquarters. And then I ended up joining one of their shows, which I was touring with for 10 years. And then that show ended in 2016, but I stayed in the circus world doing shorter contracts, events. And then eventually I got this show.
Okay, wait a minute. You're jump roping. I mean, this is an athletic endeavor. So, you're coming up to altitude. It's going to be a little higher than...
Yes.
Yeah, there might be some oxygen down backstage for you.
Yes. I mean, we're gonna be arriving on Monday, so at least I got a few days to adjust to the altitude. But I have performed in Mexico City and Bogota, which are also high altitude, and it was hard. Like I discovered. So hopefully in Beaver Creek it's gonna be a little bit easier.
Okay. Oh my
because
goodness.
jumping is really like a cardio workout on stage. Like it's a six-minute act more or less. And I'm doing the solo part of the number, but the other people from the group, they also participate. So it's kind of a group act as well, but we are non-stop jumping for 6
Oh my gosh. Wow, that is going to be so fun to see. Okay, well, that alone is reason to come and check this out. But how cool that you made a career out of it. You're traveling the world, and just really neat that you're able to make this work and everything. What do you do in your spare time when you're not practicing jump roping or performing?
Well, I like sports in general, and I'm also a personal trainer, so it's kind of like my whole life. Training people, training myself, and I do this because I kind of love it, so I don't think about it only as a work thing. So I really enjoy, but I like to do, I'm really like a nature person. So I'm actually excited to go to Colorado because I love hiking and all these things. So I try to do a bit of that.
Okay, yeah, we'll get you some snowshoes. We still have quite a bit of snow out on the trails right now. But tell us a little bit about the rest of the show and the other performers. You know, who's doing what? You know, we got some juggling, we've got all those rings and things. What are we gonna see?
In the show we have the aerial numbers as well, like trapeze, and we have which is very famous, like Flip Flopbrick is famous for this act because it's a trample wall number, like jumping on a trampoline onto a wall with different acro jumps. And then we have Diablo in the show, which is like a little plastic on a string that he does very cool tricks with it. Then we also have some comic numbers, and so it's a really nice evening entertainment option, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, and for people to see this on the Valar stage, you know, it's a small 30 theater. It's about 500 seats, so it's going to be very intimate, and it should be really neat to be able to see this and to inspire the next generation. You know, I think it's neat how Flip's. You know, one of the founders was talking about how when he was a kid, his mom said, "Stop running, stop jumping, stop doing this." But, you know, I think you're just built to move and built to entertain. What do you love best about being in front of a crowd, or even maybe getting to meet some of the people afterwards?
I mean, it's always fun to travel and meet different people because every state, or in the US, every state or every country in other places, the public reacts in a different way. So it's always fun to experience that. And with Flip, we are doing smaller theaters. So it's, as you said, it's very intimate. So we can feel the connection between the public and us on the stage. So I really like that for a smaller audience, because with Cirque du Soleil it was always in the tent or in bigger arenas, which is now different. And it's really nice for us to get the feedback also from the public. Like, it helps us when we see that they enjoy the show. So we had really nice audiences in the US actually until now, and in Canada as well. So it's always fun to meet people, and then sometimes we do Q&As after the shows, which is always a fun way to interact with the audience, so they get to ask any sort of questions, like how we train, how the creation process was going, how we got into circus, and all that kind of thing. So it's always fun to interact with the people.
Okay, well, we're excited to have you coming to town. Tickets are still available for this. It is April 5th on a Wednesday night, and tickets start at $45. We also have a child and student ticket, a ticket 4-pack, so a lot of different options for you. 6:30 p.m., so it's a little earlier, so the kids can get back to bed and everything. But where do you go after Virginia? Where will you be between now and Colorado?
That's our next city. Colorado is our next one. So we're going to be in Virginia until Monday, and then we fly to Beaver Creek.
Okay, all right. Well, we look forward to seeing you. Thank you, Kata, for your time today, and good luck with us in the show in Virginia, and we will see you in Beaver Creek soon. So once again, for more information on this, you can go to Valar Performing Arts Center's website at valarpac.org. This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, keeping you active.
Although we have blue skies right now, things are starting out pretty cold, especially at the top of the mountain. We're only about 0 degrees at the top of Vail and Beaver Creek, and at the valley floor, about 10 degrees. We will see that temperature get a little bit warmer today, high of 26. We could see about an inch of snow over the course of today, and then maybe 1 to 2 overnight. And then that snow is going to pass on by. Those temperatures are going to start to warm up, and the sun is out to play all of this weekend. So you can see tomorrow the high even warmer than today. We're about 40 degrees as a high tomorrow, low of 4. And then on Friday, 50-degree high and a low of 2. So quite a big difference there. So it is going to feel really nice during the day. Make sure you dress warm for the evenings as well, though. And then Saturday, that low will come up about 20 degrees. We'll see a low of 20, high of 51, and that's going to continue. We're going to even see a high of 55 on Sunday. So it's going to be just an absolute gorgeous spring weekend. So much fun things to play. In the last 24 hours, we have had 3 or 4 inches of snow at Vail and Beaver Creek. And then, as we said, just about an inch of snow, maybe today, maybe overnight. So that is the look at your weather. But hey, sun is on the horizon, and this is going to be so great for the Taste of Vail, which is happening. And this is going to be indoor and outdoor. So let's bring Trisha in so we can talk about this awesome event. If you've been in the Valley, you know this event. I know my family's always trying to get tickets for this because there's such a dynamic of events, and obviously all surrounded around food and wine. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Yeah. You know, Meredith, this is just such a traditional spring activity, and it really just I just love it. It is the Taste of Vail. I think we're going 31 years. You know, there was 2020 and 2021 where they couldn't host it. So they normally would probably be a couple years more, but we're into 3 decades of doing the Taste of Vail, and it starts today and goes all the way through Saturday. Now we've got kind of our signature events, which is the debut of Rosé tonight or this afternoon, and then we've got the Iberian Pork Challenge tomorrow and après ski tasting in the streets of Vail, and then on Friday it's going to be just great for all the restaurants and the wineries that are going up to 10,354 feet at the top of Eagle's Nest. And then on Saturday, we'll close it. And you
Ooh, we're getting a little bit of cell reception issues, so we're going to have her refresh. But she said on Saturday, we're going to be kicking off the grand tasting in the evening. So, I mean, they start with yoga on Saturday, and then there's so many different kinds of events each and every day. So the full schedule is tasteofvail.com, and this is where you can really get a full look at the schedule, and you can buy tickets that is inclusive of every event, and you can go all out, or you can buy things here and there. You can buy some food a la carte as well, and just a great way to taste some new foods and learn about wines. There's this whole section where you can learn what glassware to drink. Okay, I think we have Trisha back in, so we can bring her back in, see if the cell reception is a little bit better. But you can learn what wine tastes better in each glass, and it really does make a difference. There's an opportunity to learn about caviar. I mean, this is some fancy stuff.
Yeah, you know what? There is a lot of education that goes along with this, and that's what I love about the Taste of Vail too. I mean, it's a lot of fun and it's delicious, but you can learn so much and you can find a new wine. I remember when the debut of rosé a couple years ago, maybe, gosh, was it 2015? Whispering Angel was like the new thing there, and then of course it's in every single restaurant. So it's kind of neat to see what trends stick and what's going on. And a trend that they're talking about today, robots in the kitchen. So this is the advancing technologies in the food service industry. So they're going to have this 11:30 to 12:30 today at the Grand View Room. This is the top level of the Lion's Head parking structure. So that'll be the first event to kick things off. And then this afternoon over at the Lodge at Vail, they're going to have the debut of rosé from 3 to 6 p.m. This is so good because the restaurants make food specifically designed to go with rosé. So think kind of barbecue, think maybe your sushi, that sort of thing. It's kind of fun to think about what goes well with that type of wine. And then they do have wine dinners that are associated with this as well. So Leonora, which is at the Sebastian, right across from the Sun and Alp, they're going to be doing a wine dinner with not just wine, they're going to do Penta tequila. So Penta is going to be here. And then the Reynolds Family Winery. So a little bit of tequila squeezed in. And then for tomorrow, some of the things that you can check out, including that Nyman Ranch Iberian Pork Challenge and après ski tasting. So this is when the area chefs try their best to outdo each other and get voted as either the people's choice or the critics' choice. So, and this is an event where you pay as you go. So let's say that you just want a couple of tastings. Hey, then that's all you pay for. If you want to do the full on, and really, I mean, it's like having dinner. You can do that too. And then after that, they're going to do the Battle of the Bartenders. This will be taking place downstairs at Vendettas. A lot of people don't even know that Vendettas has a basement, but they do. And they're going to be doing this with 10th Mountain Whiskey. The Whiskey Advocate and Wine Spectator are coming together to present this. So once again, it'll be a critic's choice and it will be a people's choice. So think old fashions and Manhattans, whiskey sours, highballs, all those. The mixologists are going to be taking their own twist to try to get your votes. And that is going to be at 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome. And there's also another Root and Flower DJ Opry party from 3 to 5:30 on Friday. So maybe that's what you do right after the slopes close. Go to that. And then if you have tickets at the amphitheater, it'll be perfect. It'll be kind of that window that you don't have anything. So that's just one example of something that you can pop in at this food and wine festival, but it's just so dynamic. So again, you can find more information on tasteofvail.com. Also, if you grab your Vail Daily today, you can see this. They have a whole schedule, and so you can kind of look and pick and choose and buy your tickets online. So just so exciting that this is finally back. We sure missed it during the COVID break.
Yeah, we definitely did. So yeah, go to one, go to all. There's so many other things going on. It's hard to fit it all in, and then I think that mountaintop picnic. Wow, that's gonna be a hot ticket as well. So noon to 2:30 on Friday, and the weather forecast looks amazing for it. So that should be a good thing to do. You could ski in the morning, and then you could go ski right to the venue at Eagle's Nest, and then just enjoy the food and drinks up at that elevation.
Yes, and if you are skiing this weekend, do keep in mind that Arrowhead is actually closing. Arrowhead and Bachelor Gulch are closing this weekend.
Is Bachelor Gulch closing too?
Yeah, that's what I heard. So that's going to be some big parties because the Ritz-Carlton right there at the base of Bachelor Gulch. Whew, they go hard. There's a DJ. There's everyone just like jumping and like standing at any like little bench that they can. It's quite a party vibe if you are looking for that.
Meredith, don't wear like your really nice suede coat or suede shoes or leather pants because the champagne that gets spread around there, and they spray it everywhere. So wear something that's washable. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, it's an easy way to blow some money. They get the big champagne bottles, and I last or 2 years ago I was there for their closing party, and around that main fire pit, I think I had like 10 guys all spring champagne. And I was like the only one watching and filming this. I was like, whoa, this is a money shot, literally. But so
Yeah.
it's a rowdy time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun and everything. But yeah, so, that'll dramatically change Beaver Creek's acreage. And then they'll stay open one more week through the 16th and then Vail through the 23rd. And I still had people asking me yesterday, well, don't you think they'll extend it? You know what? I mean, if I was a betting person, I would say no. I don't think they're going to. I think they're
Yeah,
going to
I
make a
did see an
decision by now.
article. I saw an article in the Vail Daily, and Beth Howard was like, we are not extending. So don't be too optimistic. But other mountains in Colorado are extending. I know that Winter Park extended quite a bit amount, and then A Basin too, which is pretty close to us. They always stay open. They have so much snow. And so they're going to be open maybe even till June. Copper is going to be open till May 7th. So there's different mountains, maybe on your Epic, maybe on an Icon, maybe just a day pass that you can buy if you're wanting to squeeze out some more spring skiing after our mountains here in the valley close.
Yeah, there is still some ones that you can go visit and everything. Hey, we got a little chat going on. So Megan says hi, and then LA. Good morning, VBL. Long time no see. She said it's going to be it's in the 80s in the DC area today. Wow. LA, it is far from 80s today. It's a chilly, chilly day. So that's cool that we had a little bit of chat on our Facebook page this morning.
Definitely. We appreciate all the viewers who started your day with us here on Vail Valley Live. We're just about to wrap the show, but we're going to take one more last quick break and a weather in case you are just joining us. And then we'll wrap things up today for a lovely Wednesday. So stay with us.
We believe in the power of a live performance. We believe in making memories together. Join us as we celebrate 25 years of making moments that last a lifetime. Bringing concerts, comedy, Broadway, classical, dance, and family entertainment in the heart of the Rocky Mountains in Beaver Creek Village. View the full lineup and get tickets today at villarpac.org.
Moet Vending for life's spontaneous, festive moments. Celebrate at the Grand Hyatt Vail.
Welcome to Nap Harvest. We are showcasing healthy habits, and you can start right here feeding your family healthy organic vegetables and fruits that are seasonal and local. They're all the way from Arizona with our wonderful, beautiful citrus fruits that we sneak across the border for. But don't forget our nap mushrooms, grown at 9,000 feet. Mushrooms are chock full of benefits for you. And then also the microgreens, also chock full of vitamins. Come see us at Nap Harvest in Eagle Ranch on Sylvan Lake Road next to Color Coffee. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 4.
Luxury resort in Vail.
Thanks to the Grand Hyatt Vail for sponsoring our last weather segment of the day. We're starting things out pretty chilly, especially at the top of Vail and Beaver Creek. Only about 0 degrees at the top. Currently, where Trisha's standing in Vail Village is about 10 degrees, and we're going to see a high of 26. Possibly an inch of snow in the daytime, maybe even 1 or 2 overnight. And then things will start warming up even by tomorrow. The sun is going to be out to play all day. We're going to see a high of 39, maybe even 40 degrees, and a low of 4. It's going to be mainly sunny and slight winds, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then on Friday, we're going to see 50 degree as a high, possibly even 2 degree as a low, mainly sunny. Those winds are going to pick up just a bit, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then as we get to Saturday, partly cloudy skies in the morning will give way to cloudy skies in the afternoon, but we're going to see a high of 50. So that cloud coverage is going to definitely keep us a little bit warmer. And then on Sunday, we're going to see our warmest temperature so far, about 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And we might even see weather in the 60s next week. So we are warming things up and maybe have a chance of one more storm before we close Vail. In the last 24 hours, we had 3 new inches at Beaver Creek, 4 new inches at Vail. So that was our most recent winter spring storm. And we are well over the 300 average. If we can actually pull that graphic up, I think it's 337 inches for the season, which is just incredible. And we could still see that raise. But yep, we have 337 inches for the season and a 74-inch base. So we've just had such a record-breaking year, which we're really grateful for. And so everything should be very green this summer. So let's bring things back outside, and we can quickly chat about the comedy show that's happening this evening at Chasing Rabbits. And if you aren't available tonight at Chasing Rabbits, it'll happen again tomorrow at Bridge Street Bar. And we just love when we see the comedy shows, and this is going to be with Eddie Ift, if I'm saying that right.
Eddie, yeah, he must like the Vail Valley because he was down in Moe's Original Barbecue in Eagle last night, and then another show tonight and tomorrow night. So maybe he's a skier, maybe he's getting some turns in. Yeah, but how fun to bring comedy, and this is a cool way to see Chasing Rabbits. Just in case you haven't been in there yet, that it's such a cool venue to check out, and if you can get a little comedy, it makes it all the better. So come early or come late, and then stay after. And you can enjoy maybe the arcade or the restaurant and then the show in between.
Absolutely. It's such a great part of the Vail Comedy is just seeing the multi different venues. Because last night at Moe's Barbecue is going to feel really different than Chasing Rabbits, which is a whole lot fancier. And then Bridge Street Bar is just that classic dive bar feel, but there's a stage set up, so it is really equipped. That photo right there is at Bridge Street Bar. So always a nice time to get with friends and have a good laugh. We could always use more laughter in our days, so we appreciate Vail Comedy. And actually next month as well, they'll have the Vail Comedy Festival where we'll see a whole bunch of days in a row, so many different comedians, and they come in from LA, New York, Washington, D.C., all these big urban places where they're off doing stand-up comedy all the time. So I'm a big fan of stand-up. I know that I grew appreciation for being in Chicago. There's so much stand-up and improv. And then Marvelous Miss Maisel, that was a great TV series that is all based around the stand-up comedian that's actually coming out for its last season, really just in the next couple weeks. So we love some comedy.
You know what? And speaking of comedy at Chasing Rabbits will have a special Easter celebration. Their Easter Bunny is going to come later in the afternoon, I think around 4:15. So a lot of the other Easter Bunnies are going to be around on Saturday or maybe earlier in the day on Sunday. Chasing Rabbits is kind of doing their later afternoon event, and then they're going to have a nice spread over at their restaurant. DJ Lando, I think, is going to be playing on Sunday nights like he usually does, so you could dance the night away from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. So just another thing that's going on at Chasing Rabbits this weekend. And then speaking of Easter, wow, so many Easter brunches. I'm just starting to put together kind of the roundup of it, but already, Grand Hyatt Vail, where you're at right now. Stoke and Rye is doing one. The Sun and Alp Hotel, which does brunch anyway, they're doing a special Easter brunch. So there's going to be a lot of those to take part in, and the Easter services all around the valley. And Meredith, they're bringing back the sunrise service, and this will be up on Vail Mountain out of Eagle's Nest. So you'll take the Lionside Gondola, number 19, up there in the wee hours of the morning. It's usually dark, so about 5:30 a.m. is when you'll start to load. 6 a.m. is the service. It wraps up at about 7 a.m. It's a non-denominational service, and it's usually packed. It is really a cool way to start out your Easter.
Absolutely. Just really cool mountain ways. I know Fort Eagle Ranch is doing some services too, and that is a nice way to just get outdoors and really soak in the nature. I feel like it just helps with gratitude, and it's a lot to be thankful for this Easter, and hopefully you can celebrate with some loved ones. I know just around the corner too, Cochina's doing some Easter specials too. So lots, wherever you are, there's probably going to be some Easter celebrations. But we look forward to the Easter brunch here at the Grand Hyatt, especially because you can come here and then go up, take Cascade Chair 10. Sorry, Chair 20. Chair 20, you can get up, or you can ski, download, come here for brunch. So it's really convenient, just right off the slopes on Sunday.
I know. I bet you maybe Ty Diaz and Anthony, they'll be working a Dom. Maybe they'll go to that brunch after their shift on that day. Yeah, and speaking of Easter, Meredith, I'm actually heading out of town today to go visit my mom for Easter and spend it with her. I'll be back down in Arizona again, and it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was the last time. Last time I was there, it was like 68 for a high. I think we're going to be into the 80s. So I'm looking forward to thawing out.
Oh, good. Well, you deserve it. You deserve a little break and being with your mom. So we wish you a very happy Easter. Thanks for joining us this morning on the Wednesday edition, just to kick off the events. I mean, there's events today, tomorrow, all the way through Sunday. So feels like a long weekend here. It is a holiday weekend. So we are expecting to see a decent amount of traffic, but it's only going to be for the best vibes. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. You can catch us tomorrow, same time, same place on Outside TV, Channel 17 locally, or on YouTube or Facebook. Maybe you're even chiming in from a different country. We appreciate you starting the day off with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.